everybody and welcome to In My Mug, episode 144 on Monday the 15th of August 2011. My name is Steve Layton and today we're doing In My Mug on location. I've been in Dublin this weekend with my buddy Colin and I'm in the new 3FE store which is going to be opening imminently soon. Now hopefully at the end of this week, end of this week. And it's based in Canal Street, Lower Grand Canal Street, sorry, in Dublin, just outside city centre, in between the city centre and Lansdowne Road, which is the big stadium place. And if you're in Dublin, you should come in here and have some coffee with Colin and say hi, because the team are awesome. And if you're not here, then you should go to 3FE in Dublin City Centre as well.
Check's in the post.
Check is in the post. So, we don't talk about coffee shops in My Mug, we talk about coffee. So the coffee that we're doing today is something that arrived with us around about 6 weeks ago. Didn't want to do it for a little while because we'd done a whole heap of naturals. We did the Costa Rican Perla Negra, we did the Pacamara Limoncillo Natural. And this is right up there with those coffees. I think there's lots of similarities between the cups as well. So I wanted to kind of have a bit of a gap before we dived into another natural, because you either love naturals or you're intelligentsia. So, in coffee joke. So this one is from the town of Shakiso, which is in the region of Oromia, pronunciation's always good, which is in the Guji zone, remember that bit. And it is in the province of Sidamo. So in the olden days, this just would have been called Ethiopian Sidamo. That's what happened. It got all bulked together as one, and it became very generic and very kind of like difficult to get more details. But because we've driven down to where this has come from the town, it gives us a little bit more, providence of where the coffee's from. This is a fairly largish lot. There's a couple of roasters around Europe who've got this. I think there's even one in the UK that's got this. But I think we all have a slightly different take on the way that we roast it, which gives it a very different cut profile. But the problem with Ethiopia is that's as much information as we have. It's from this town. It's very difficult to nail down any more information about it than it is a natural. The varietal we don't know. It's probably one of the heirloom varietals because that tends to be what you find in Ethiopia. And the reason for that is Ethiopia is obviously the birthplace of coffee. That is the only place indigenously coffee will grow. Everywhere else you find coffee, it's been taken from Ethiopia and replanted into those countries. But here, a lot of the time it will grow wild as well. So you get a very pure strain of the coffee. It's not like lots of varietals come into the country. They're the stuff that's always been there. Naturally processed, as you know, is where the cherry is left to dry on the seed, because we've talked about this loads, and then is hauled away once it's all dried out. And that gives a very distinctive profile, which we're going to find out in a minute because we're going to brew it here on Yuba. Now, we're only going to be having it brewed today because I'm going to show you a shot of the shop now. It's still a little bit of a work in progress, and we haven't got an espresso grinder here, although we do have a machine. But yes, so it's just going to be brewed today, but I'm going to tell you what to expect in the espresso and in milk. Right, rambling, whapping you on pause, shall be back in just a moment. Right, so I'm back. Normally at this point I'd be diving into the espresso as quickly as I could, but I haven't got espresso today. So what you get with the espresso on this one is a massive, like really floral kind of hit to it. And on the grind, you must get snozzer in the bowl or snozzer in the paper cup as it is today with this coffee, because it is a big smelling coffee. You grind it and it just fills the room. So what you get initially is kind of very floral, very fragrant, almost a little bit of jasmine on the aroma, and you get that in the espresso. But then what it turns into is kind of like a real red fruit fest. So you've got like strawberry, and you've got like cherry, red berries, red currants, just filling your mouth up with it. It's a boozy kind of, natural funk to it. And when we need funk, we don't mean dirty, we mean funk. So it's got some real character to it, real body. In milk, punches through the milk, and I really mean punches through. It's a knockout one. Exceptional with milk. For me, one of the highlights of this year in milk, and I think it is one to try. But here, it's a bit special as well. So, on the aromas, I get that red fruit. I get that like red currant, big time on the aroma. Now this is clean. It's not dirty natural, it's very clean, but it's very powerful. There's a lot of flavours going on in there, it's very concentrated. And a little bit like the Pacamara Natural that we had a few weeks back, strawberry, mashed up strawberry. But this is a little bit more natural strawberry, that was a much falser one. This one you really get that kind of, it's just delicious fresh strawberry with red currant. Again, I get that. I get a little hint of pear, which I don't always get. You find it on the cupping table, you don't always get it in the final brew. But on this I am getting some pear, and I just think it's a delicious coffee. A true find, a hark back to the days of the very special Ethiopians, kind of 2008, 2009. I think you'd agree with that when you call it.
The Bulloys.
Yeah. Where everybody was kind of getting very excited about Ethiopia, then the commodity exchange came along and ruined it for everybody. This is as close to a look back to that as I've seen in the past 3-4 years. It is an amazing coffee. If you are not a subscriber, you've got to try this coffee. It is one that we won't be around forever. We got 20 bags of it, and I'm telling you, we're down to 10, and it's been 5-6 weeks. It has flown out, and that's why I thought it was time to do an In My Mug with it, so you guys could try it as well. Right, a shorter one this week because I'm on location and I've got to edit this and try and get it up tonight before I get home. So I am going to wrap up now. Thank you very much for joining me as always. Do come and check out the new space once it's open if you're in Dublin. And life is too short for bad coffee.